Alright, let's confront Poison Ivy.
It's all right, my darlings. I'm here now, my poor darlings. Yes, I know he's found us, but I won't let him hurt you. I'll kill him first.
It'll be like, what, the 95th time you've tried, Pamela?
To produce venom.
Yes, and I heard it through the grapevine the evil woman paid the price.
I need you to help me create an antidote.
Why should I? Let Joker have his fun. I'll enjoy watching you squirm.
Oh, how nice. The villain economy smiles upon each other.
You've been in the dark too long. Every plant on this island will get the same unless you cooperate.
That's...
There's a plant.
Like, I get what you're doing, Bruce, but you could have thought of a better threat.
That's a bit, sounds a bit sick.
My no-kill rule only applies to human life.
Not to mention, oh, of course, it's Killer Croc lair. Also, a bit unrealistic. Like, what, is he gonna have the Batwing spray napalm on the island?
I mean,
The daffodils.
Okay, that would not be the weirdest thing he's done, and given that Poison Ivy is a common enemy of him, he probably has some super herbicides on the ready.
Oracle, I need to find a way.
Alright, now we need to get back to wherever Killer Croc is. Also, he's playing Overwatch. Meaning probably the sewer.
I was about to say, I wonder where Killer
Bruce
Croc
is about to
is.
bring up, yeah, this, remember, we did found the door. Alright, time to have some fun with a line launcher.
Oh, yeah. Because remember, every gadget can be used in combat in some way, shape, or form.
It's going bat bowling.
You even get, if I recall correctly, no, actually no, it's in Arkham City we do get one of the Riddler's challenges, which is part of their collectible, is, you know, to defeat a number amount of enemy using this technique.
You know, I get why it's an achievement in-game, but you gotta wonder, what's Riddler's mentality when doing this? It's like...
Testing the capabilities of Batman? I don't know.
It's like, I mean, no, I'm usually one for riddles, but I actually want to challenge the Batman to a physical fitness test. Like, what's he planning to do? Torture him with the pacer test next? Which, to be fair, a lot of people do find the pacer test legit torture. Also, a show of hands, who else also has wonderful, pleasant memories of doing the pacer test back in gym?
I honestly don't even remember what that's supposed to be.
It's the one where you run back and forth between beep intervals, but the beeping gets quicker each time.
Never done that. My gym classes were fairly mundane.
Bibs?
I haven't, no.
Huh, just
I don't remember it anyway.
I mean, I found it well, I wouldn't be finding it too particularly surprising, but that's a conversation I don't really want to have. Instead, well, we need to get back to outside of the Botanical Garden, Jova. Wasn't there something that you're going to mention last part?
Right, I finally remember what I was going to talk about. We were talking about superhero origins and how typically superhero origins didn't always show up in their debut comics, but we did have actually a few exceptions. The two biggest being, what else? Superman and Spider-Man, since Superman's origins, simplistic as they were actually given in his debut comic, essentially. Obviously, they weren't given the pathos, mythos, and true feeling of tragedy that you get in later adaptations that truly focus on it, but more or less, Superman's debut pretty much gives you all you need to know. As an infant, he was sent from the planet Krypton. Bada bing, bada boom, he's here to help us on Earth now.
And then some writers in the 90s, or either 80s or 90s, I forgot, thought it was a great idea to slightly alter that into saying that he wasn't yet born before arriving on Earth, just so that he could be born on American soil. Because, you know, the parallel towards immigration, you know, was too obvious. We needed for Superman to be truly 100% American.
Okay, if I recall correctly, that got done away with in
Yes,
the most recent iteration.
I think after the mid 2000s, but it took quite a
So,
while, surprisingly.
so I'm curious, what did that version say? That he was like a fetus in the rocket?
Apparently, something like that. That basically Jor-El and his wife, you know, inputted inside the escape vessel, basically part of her genetic DNA, so that it will actually, you know, form the infant during the voyage. Yeah, it's stupid. You know, again, to summarize it, it's stupid.
My wife! Quick, let me fertilize your egg and then we'll put the contents into a rocket. It will be the last hope of mankind if my jizz makes it to Earth. Like, when you put it like that, that's essentially what that was. Oh God!
Is that some alternate continuity for Super Battle? Something?
Unfortunately,
No,
not.
no.
It
That was
the
the
status
main
quo
continuity
for
for a
around
while.
10-15 years, if I recall correctly.
Before they decided to have him just be born and then go to.
Just reverting to how the original was, because, you know, there was literally nothing wrong with how the original portrayed. But again, God forbid, when Superman is not 100% American. No.
Guys.
Yeah, there you go, Joker.
Is it just me, or did I see some? Guys, is it just me, or did I see some like plaster falling off those statues?
Actually,
I mean, the place is falling apart anyway, Ricky. So of course it would be.
they actually.
This quickly?
The henchmen do have a running gag with one particular person, but I forgot whose name is. I think Benny, maybe? I don't remember.
Possibly.
Basically, it's a running gag among the book banter, where they mentioned sporadically that this particular henchman has been doing stupid shit throughout the entire games, but you never meet him.
Hold up, I'm coming with you.
They sound so scared. Let's give them a reason to really be scared.
If you also noticed a bit of their tactics. Sometimes, if they are terrorized, they will start walking, you know, in not split completely, but walking couples, so that you cannot ambush one without the other knowing. But if you start, you know, incapacitating more and more, the survivors, even if they are still in couple at that moment, they will decide to just split up and literally say on the banter, fuck this, everyone's for themselves. Mostly because your tactic is working, they're superstitious and cowardly lot, and as a result they're not thinking logically.
I'd say it's kind of almost a shame we never got a gameplay style where it's you as the Mooks versus Batman,
No,
but
the multiplayer
I guess we
of
technically
Origins.
did, yes.
Apparently,
Yeah.
again, the best part is that even when it was still active, I never even bothered with it because I was not caring. But to be fair, the idea was not too bad. It was kind of like Dead by Daylight. Essentially, one function was the Band of the Penguin, if I recall correctly, and the other the Band of Bane. And two players were controlling Batman and Robin, trying to stop both. And if I recall correctly, the score was about who was performing the higher heist and or who was managing to incapacitate Batman and Robin. Of course, the Batman and Robin player will win if they manage to incapacitate everyone else.
You know, it really boggles my mind that Origins multiplayer stuff didn't catch on as much as they could have, since they did have some legit gas ideas, honestly.
That's because, you know, not directly, but DC Comics has been trying to do something like that for a while. Like, does anyone even remember Gotham City Imposters?
Oh yes, I remember that. It was big in the wake of City since let's be honest, almost anything Batman video game related was big after City.
And it was mostly kind of sort of an evolution of, well, a continuation of Batman Incorporated to an extent.
You know, a Batman Incorporated video game could really go
Uh-oh.
hard, honestly.
So off screen,
Joke.
Joker managed to find Harley and injected her with the Titan formula. We literally just went to there. Like, holy shit.
That said, it seems that the effects of Titan on her are different from previous ones.
Meanwhile, Swamp Thing is just having a fucking, epilepsy attack and wondering what the fuck is going on with the green.
I know, right? And it sounds like the Titan formula might be making her even more insane than she already was. Great.
Fresh blood was injected into the body. Bright new minds came, and all swore to uphold our promises. We all knew we were the ones to fix this city, and the city would thank us.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Amadeus. Arkham's doing great these days.
Alright, because unfortunately we had this last minute revelation towards Ivy, the plants are mutating all over the place. This also means you have something new in the overworld. These particular Rafflesia-like plants that emits a spore that will home on you. Don't ask.
It's literally a homing shot.
Now, I never really got the right way to approach this because, you need to approach them stealthily. You know, you can actually basically, as you're about to demonstrate, you can one-shot them. You need to just get Batman close, and pressing X near them, you just have Batman. Hold on. Do this. Don't ask how that neutralizes them because it just opens up the flower. Okay. But
It bows
whatever.
to the whim of Batman's awesomeness.
It's just like a gauntlet show. It's not even like he's stopping them with explosive gel or anything. So, okay, do you need to approach them stealthily? No, they still actually, detect you immediately and launch the spore. So, do you need to run away, run towards them, to prevent them from using the spore? No, they still, the timing still doesn't work 100%. Okay, so the best thing I could summarize is that you need to trigger the spore, dodge, and then attack, which feels weird. I thought there should have been an option to, managing to prevent by outsmarting them by either be quick or fast enough.
Honestly, my Arkham City adult brain would make me consider to use, the QuickTime bat coolant placement thing, but that's not in this game, though. I find it weird that you can't... Okay, I believe it was in Arkham City where they made it so that you can actually quickly place bat coolant for explosives while doing the roll.
Yes, but even so, Jova, it's not like Batman shoots at it. He literally does a backflip while spraying it on the ground where he stands. So you will need to get there first.
My point is, it feels weird you can't just use the coolant on these plants, honestly. Although maybe his rationale is that blowing them up would actually just cause the spores to spread even more airborne, so who knows.
Anyways, you can see the mention is a bit off limits, but we still need to find Catch in order to understand, where to get to Croc.
So yeah, going down there, not a good idea since it's gas central down there.
Like spores or something, I don't know.
So let's do a recap. Scarecrow's running around gassing people. Killer Croc is free to eat anyone he pleases. I guess Victor Sass is the only bad guy down and out, but Joker's running rampant, and now Poison Ivy is contributing with her adult plans.
If you're wondering, it's not too big of a spoiler, really, but Riddler is actually safely doing everything of his shit from the mainland Gotham City.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I'm guessing that's probably the main reason he's okay and comfortable. Since, okay, I don't know if the Arkham series was going off of it, but I know comic book wise at this point, Poison Ivy absolutely hated his guts.
I mean, around this time in comics, Riddler had reformed and was working with the GCPD.
All that matters is that I can.
Poison Ivy still hated him at the time.
Infamously, there's that one single issue of Countdown to Final Crisis where he's working with Mary Marvel to solve something, but because they encounter Clayface, the cover looks like they're about to drown in liquid shit. Classic. Anyway, as Aaron Cash said, the Killer Croc, as he's layering the sewer, and they literally just drop meat and occasionally get him up if he needs to have a test or something. So in order to get there, we need to go all the way back to the intensive treatment unit.
Lovely.
We're like sitting ducks. We're all gonna die.
Thanks, Steve.
Ye of little faith, you have the Batman on your side.
So let's move on into getting some collectibles first.
My family's killer stood in front of me. Years of therapy have deemed him sane. I was proud to see him walk free. In
Now we're about to
exchange
get
for
a
his
bit
liberty,
clockwork orange
the
on
state
this.
required only a signature. He talked about wanting to walk in a park, how he longed to feel fresh air on his face. And then he took my father's fountain pen and killed my secretary. As he was subdued, he screamed out, pleading for forgiveness, for pity. But I had none. I watched as guards beat him to a stain on the floor.
What a lovely rehabilitation center.
That being said, it is kind of a shame that he was almost free, but apparently right at the last minute,
Relapsed.
kind of just, yeah, makes you wonder.
It is a bit kind of like the original ending, book ending of Clockwork Orange. Again, the only reason why Stanley Kubrick was did not manage to adapt that was because he literally did not know, because in true fashion, the copy of a book that was given to him was an incomplete one that completely had excised the epilogue for arbitrary reason. Also,
it's funny because most people assume he made that ending the way it is because he didn't care for a relatively happy ending.
That was one occasion where he genuinely did not know, unfortunately, and again, because at the time, internet was not really a thing, and he did not have, even the scent that something should have been double checked. That's where what he went with. But he does
Which is
mention
ironic.
in interviews that he kind of regrets it.
It's kind of ironic given how much of a perfectionist he is, but yeah, no, he legit had no reason to think
If
so.
anything, it's again another creator screwed over arbitrary reason. I don't remember if it was a case where the book was written in British English and it was the American copy that excised the last chapter, or the reverse of that. But the point is that when having the book being exported to another country, whatever editor or publishing production arbitrarily decided that, and it's just fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
There was a sniper up on the roof.
Anyway, that's where we need to get. Up there, obviously neutralizing the sniper.
Speaking of Stanley Kubrick, I imagine what it would be like if he got to do a Batman movie.
Okay, I need to go back in order to which one of his movies comes the closest to a superhero story, because not really any of them I can think of, because Spartacus and Barry Lyndon are biographies, yes, but the accomplishment of the people, while potentially epic in scope, do not really reflect the superhero story. Hell, Barry Lyndon feels more like a supervillain origin story.
I think part of it is like he often went out of his way to try and do different genres of film, and
Yeah.
I think when he was at his peak, he was mostly operational at times where superhero movies weren't really an in thing. Not to say they were never a thing, but he never really got to try and direct them in any of their times when they were the peak.
If he had survived the 90s, maybe he would have given it a try. Again, in these last years of life, he was experimenting with different things. Only to remind, he mentioned casually to the screenplayer, the original screenplayer that he was working with for AI artificial intelligence, about the possibility of him adapting one of the guy's Warhammer 40k books, which is an insane thought for multiple reasons, not least of which the books in question are horrible in regards to the lore of Warhammer 40k, so I'm kind of glad we dodged that kind of bullet.
Maybe he could have spun gold out of that, since it is Stanley Kubrick we're talking about.
Or it might have been, a success due to his usual talent and geniusness, and that could have potentially reshaped the entire lore of 40k, in reverse. The tabletop game would have been affected by that. That's a very scary thought to me.
Imagine Warhammer. Whoa!
But the ragdoll physics, I love it.
Clearly, it was the ghost of Amadeus Arkham pushing around that vent there. But God, imagine, Stanley Kubrick goes on set, reunites with Jack Nicholson for a Batman film. I forget if Jack Nicholson really had any bad memories about him.
I don't remember, to be honest. It's worth noting that doing outside of Batman, well, Jack Nicholson had a prolific career in the 90s. A lot of movies that he starred in were not super memorable. I can think of A Few Good Men, but other than that, I can't really think much.
I know he was in that movie with Adam Sandler. What was
Therapy,
it? Anger
whatever.
Management, I think.
That was 2000s.
Oh. Shoot, how was his career in the 2000s?
I think a bit better.
From what I heard, he's... Oh, gone.
Now you're about to get a specific Predator section, I think unique in its genre. It's not the last bit you're gonna get in the game, obviously, but so don't worry about that. But as you're about to see, the books and Joker are getting a bit savvy. Specifically,
Are they ready?
they're booby-trapping the gargoyles.
Good. Razor's just finishing his off now.
Good. Let's test them.
Wait, I'm still up here.
No, I'm still up.
Butterfingers.
Oopsie, it seems that my finger slipped just a little bit.
So, yeah, here's the thing. We're not gonna explode them immediately, but the timer, as soon as you get your ass perched on top of them, will immediately start kicking, and in 5 seconds they explode. So you cannot really rely on those. The best you could say is that you can attract attention towards a specific location by going there, but you have better tools for the job.
What a shame we don't have the Bat-Sworn gadgets.
There's also the fact, again, this also, bizarrely, is the only section that in the main game that actually has this particular rule. You would think that it will be the norm from now onward in order to make things harder, but no, it's just in this occasion.
Okay, trying to remember if this is the penultimate Predator section of the game, so maybe that's the reason. I think
there are at least 2 or 3 more after this.
Because I know that after we do a Poison Ivy, we're basically onto the final boss sequence, which...
Yeah, but we need to get back to her to begin with.
Sure, yeah.
And there's also, the fact that Batman has to synthesize the antidote, so he needs to pass back to the sewers and the Batcave inside Arkham.
It's funny, with most Arkham games, I can clock the plot exactly, but I'll admit, with Arkham Asylum, there are little bits where I kind of have gaps, because I mostly remember the most important stuff that happens, not almost everything in between.
It's probably just because it's been a while since you probably played that. Honestly, again,
Yeah.
I can think of, the position of most set pieces, by simple memory. It works for most of the games for me also because my favorite set piece in Arkham City, which again we'll get, so I will not divulge what exactly it is just yet, clocks in like around the 1/3 mark. Not to say that the game peaks there and never recovers, but it's more of a case of, I just really like what they do through that segment. But when the time will come, I will mention.
I think you are right, though. It really is just a case that of the Arkham games, this is the one I come back to the least. And
Good. There you go.
part of me wonders if he just knew you were there and wanted you to take him out the
No,
quiet
that
way.
was the thing of, that's one of the stances that the book can have, press around the corner and then, do a freeze type of moving to check if there's someone behind that. Now, I think I'm about to demonstrate, if you try to lure that book that is in front of the control panel, another one will just replace him after things are calmed down. So you do need to take care of all of the mooks in the area before you're actually allowed to open up the gate towards, the inner parts of the intensive treatment unit. For example, if I recall correctly, I'm about to lure him like this. Again, the sonic batarang is actually surprisingly an nifty tool. During my early attempts with the game, I never particularly, cared much about it, but in later on, I found it very useful as a utility tool. Again, just as a one-time, get out of jail free card for killing a mook instantly. Even someone that is like in a group without being detected.
Batman, can you hear me? Show yourself.
Oh, I will eventually, but you won't see it coming.
I can hear you, you know.
But can you hear where I am? Or am I over there? Or here? Or everywhere?
Who do you think you are, the Riddler?
I am a knight.
Also, I am vengeance.
But it's daytime.
Actually, no. Remember, Dweebs, this...
It is clearly night outside. You need your eyes checked.
In one of the earlier parts of it, basically, one of the cool things about these games is that they each of them takes place over the course of one single night. Usually in the span of a few hours. Origins, I think, is the one that takes the longest because it spans from the early stages of the night till the early hours of the morning of Christmas Day.
Yeah, I was about to say, because it needs to end on Christmas, Tio.
Yeah, it's also the fact that, okay, not all of them, but similar to the Yakuza game for some reason, these games tend to be slightly festive related. I don't remember if it's specifically, I think it is mentioned in side material and, items and character bios, in what part of the year this game takes place. But City is close, if I recall correctly, to Christmas, because it's in the middle of the winter. Origins on Christmas Eve, of course. Blackgate and specifically its DLC, Cold Heart, on New Year's Eve. Origins Blackgate, I think a few months, so possibly Valentine's Day, especially because it's the instance where Batman and Catwoman first met. Cute. And Arkham Knight takes place during Halloween night. Funnily enough, though, Calendar Man, once again, really has no impact. It gets comical by the time of Arkham Knight, where you get to read his journal, and he's really planning his big murder spree on that here Halloween. And the last entry that you find is literally on, October 30, when he literally just says, "God damn it, Scarecrow." Alright, let's get to the intensive treatment unit, deeper parts, so basically where we came from.
I'm sure things can finally just go accordingly for once.
Did anyone catch the game
What?
last night?
What? Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck, my
Dang
game
it,
crashed.
Tio! The game glitched!
I'm sorry. You know what they say, game reviewers record its curse and everything. Well, whatever, I'll try to fix this in between parts and we'll proceed as Wolf in the next one. See ya.
So yeah.
Of course.